Clash of Clans Podcast, OG, Episode 19.
Skilly beep boop, beep boop, skilly beep.
And welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Scotty827. I got that right this time. Along here with your other host, Tip Dog 20. How's it going, Tip Dog?
Good. CWL is in full force.
Oh
we
my
have
God, yeah.
new updates coming. So
we
it's
just
an
had one?
exciting time in Clash of Clans. And we just had a balancing update. So update city.
And if you are
Sure.
in the future, this is June of 2024. Oh, I got the date correct this time. That's great. And things are happening in Clash. It kind of seems like there's some big changes in the air.
Big changes. I'm surprised you're able to remember all that with as much dance moms that you've been watching recently.
I know. Oh my God. Just
Your brains aren't scrambled yet?
not yet, but I am dreaming.
Dreaming of dance moms?
I don't know how it happened. I really don't know how it happened.
You
like,
got sucked into the vortex.
You need one show, or you just need something that's
Mhm.
like, and then put it on thinking, hey, let's just something stupid for 20 minutes. Okay. And now I'm committed. But
How many episodes are there altogether? You said you're on episode like 100.
I don't know what. I think we're about close to 100 in, and we still have 4 more seasons, 5 more seasons. So
Another 100 to go.
oh my God, I'm gonna be sweating it out, but it's making me a better attacker for sure. I'm buckling down. I'm hitting it hard. I am crushing it with the dance mom fever in the
You're
background.
crushing the dance moms. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
Crushing their hopes and dreams.
Well, discipline.
Just
I'm really dialing into the discipline. Thank you, Abby. Oh my God. What have I become? What have I become?
Are you applying that discipline to Clash of Clans?
I am. In fact, I might have gone beast mode.
You have gone beast mode. You are in the number 1 spot in House of L right now for most 3 stars. Actually,
This
you're
never
tied.
happens
So
to me.
you're tied with Fury. You're tied with Rage. You both have 5 3 stars, it looks like. 5 of 5.
No, I got a 2 on the last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Scotty. Now you're 5 of 6. That's so disappointing.
I know.
I'm so disappointed in you, Scotty.
I was having.
Why couldn't you have a perfect CWL?
I thought I would. I'm glad it happened that I didn't, because I was going along the first one. Whoa, yeah, I won. Second one. Oh, look at that. The hat trick. I was like, okay. And then I think it was the fourth one when I came in and it was down to my attack, which I'd been staring at the base all day. So, and then I won that one, and I've been smashing it in the wild. I've been smashing it everywhere. And
even those dance moms.
And even those dance moms. And you know what? Here was the thing. After we got done recording, right? CWL was, I guess it was coming up. I was getting ready. I was working on trying to get everything set. And so I didn't even realize that the balance update dropped. And so it was 3 days afterwards, because I might not look at the news or whatever. I just didn't quite see it. Or 2 days afterwards, Fury said something. I'm not sure about the nerf or something. And I said, did it drop already? It was like 2 days ago. And I thought, oh, I thought it was just I had gotten better.
You have gotten better.
No,
man. You're not giving yourself enough credit.
No, I do. Well, here's what I was thinking. I was like, man, I'm going to be a beast when that update drops.
And you are a
just
beast.
killing it.
You are killing it.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to me. This kind of stuff, it never happens to me. And partly, here's why. Number one,
it's because you're understanding the fundamentals of Clash of Clans. Like, you're getting it,
Yeah, yep.
and that's why you're doing so well.
I
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, no, that's alright. Yeah, I'm getting the fundamentals of it, and I was doing pretty good, um, anyways. Like, my attack log just in the wild was pretty close to, like, 97, 90, 100%, like, 90, 80 something,
Mhm.
like, just more and more consistent as I kinda narrowed and tightened the funnel down, um, and some other things, like, in my attack,
You
or
started wearing a
whatever.
jock strap while you attack,
Yep.
and
Gotta
that
be
helps
ready.
tighten things up,
Gotta be ready.
clenches your balls.
Gotta give it some air. And then, uh, and then, the update, the bowler update hit, and it just pushed me over the edge.
Yep.
Because I'd been using some bowlers for funneling troops too, just as this customizable, kinda army, like, do whatever, and it was actually an accident, and with that update, through the balance changes coming, it just became so powerful. Like, so I'm running a Super Bowl bowler army,
Mhm.
um, and it's just I'm it's so powerful right now that most of the time I don't even use my one spell or some of my troops. I have
Mhm.
leftover troops. In fact, like, I think in 2 or 3 of those CWL attacks, I swag dropped my recall spell.
Yep. Right in the middle. Beamed out some grass.
Yep, just beamed it out. One, not that they were all like the best bases, like one was a 13 or whatever, but they were higher. And in the
Mhm.
wild, I'm hitting max bases, like max TH14 bases. And even some 15 bases. And on the 15s, I'm getting very high 90%.
Mhm.
So this never happens to me.
So there's 2 things. Big question is, are you planning on going to Town Hall 15 at the end of the month? And then number 2, the Root Riders did see a pretty significant nerf, although I think I called it wrong in our last episode, and we can talk about that a little bit. But first question, are you going to Town Hall 15? And then it will get a little bit more difficult the higher you go, obviously.
I, this is what This is my crisis that I stare at my base now for hours, just wondering, should I go up? I was right before this podcast, I'm looking at it going, well, now I've got about 3 weeks or so until the next CWL, right? So a
Mhm.
little over. And my research is of all the troops that I like and use regularly, everything else I need to just catch up
Mhm.
is pretty much done. I mean, like it will be before next. I don't know. I don't know. I'm toying with the idea of staying at 14 and just for one more month and trying to max
Practicing a
out.
little bit more?
Yeah, well, like with this CWL, I thought, okay, this bowler attack is just killing it. Maybe I should stay one more month just to do well. Like if I'm doing this really well now, get my base up so it's ready to when I get to 15 and I'm not under leveled and just really like try to hit it hard and become a really solid TH15. Because once I get there, then I've got to have army camps, right? And
Mhm.
then I have to do all these other big things that it's going to be a month. And so part of me is just thinking, do I want to have to do those things or do I want to just kind of take a month and just try to match my base to my skill level?
So something to think about is I would never in a million years have thought that this was possible, but there is a chance that we might actually promote to Masters 2, which is crazy considering we're running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Town Hall 14s in Masters 3 right now. And granted, we have had several matches where, we've been able to go against Town Hall 14s, but most of them, like this match, for example, only has what, one Town Hall 14 and the team that we're going up against. So if we promote right now, we are 1 star behind the leader, and we've just been slowly catching up to number 1. If we promote to Masters 2, we're pretty much gonna be going against all Town Hall 16s in Masters 2, very much like the very first month that we started
Yeah.
in CWL. What was that, 4 months ago? And we demoted, so it had to have been more than that, or yeah, 4 months ago. So we're gonna be right back to where it was when we started, so that might be something to consider on whether or not you should push your journey up to Town Hall 15 or not.
Yeah.
You could always base it on whether or not we win. So if we win and we promote, then Scotty 827 goes to Town Hall 15. If we don't promote, well, then Scotty 827 stays at Town Hall 14. What
Would
do
it
you
be
think about that?
better? Would it be better for the clan if I went up? Or
In
would it be
terms of CWL, yes. Like, hands
okay.
down, a higher Town Hall with higher attacking abilities, more troops, higher heroes, because when you use the hero potion, now your heroes will go to max Town Hall 15 rather than max Town Hall 14. So in terms of attacking, it would be more beneficial to the clan from the offensive perspective. From the defensive perspective, maybe you could stay and get a few defenses done at Town Hall 14. So, I mean, still,
Yeah.
I guess it's a personal decision whether or not you need to do it.
I'm gonna I've got a couple weeks. I am going to seriously think about it. Um, and just with the update changes and things that are coming, that's gonna make a difference too.
Mhm.
So we'll talk about like uh that June update and the rocket spear. That will depend too. So if the haste fire, the depending on what town hall is gonna get that rocket spear, that might change it up a little bit too.
So do you think did you have a chance to do the challenge to where you actually used the rocket spear?
No, I didn't. In fact, I just found out about it last night. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm staring at this game for hours at a time, and I just don't go look at little pieces of it.
Right?
Like, I'm like I'm looking at the grass. Why don't I just like go around on the thing? I'm just missing stuff.
So I'm not sure how useful it's going to be. I mean, it depends on perspective, but if, for instance, you're going to be using the rocket spear in the beginning of the attack to help with funneling, because its value is that it can hit defenses from such a long distance away from the defense that it allows it to destroy several defenses without taking damage.
I think,
But we already have one piece of equipment and one um, siege machine that already does that. So the flame flinger already does exactly what the rocket spear does. So the flame flinger targets defenses and it hits them at a range. So if I'm going to use a flame flinger, why would I bother using the rocket spear on the RC? Like, I don't see any value in using the rocket spear over the flame flinger, because if there's an expo in the corner, the rocket spear is not going to be able to outrange the expo, and the expo is just going to sit there and ping away at the RC's health. So if there's
but
a corner that I can take out using either the rocket spear or the flame flinger, I'm probably going to use the flame flinger instead of the rocket spear.
why not take out a second corner? Or like if I'm sending in the RC a little bit later in to have her ranged and coming in from a side and just unprotected, where she's not getting hit from like is she gonna get hit from Archer Tower?
So no, not from an archer tower. She'll outrange everything except for expos, mortars, and the monolith.
Oh,
But she'll outrange everything else.
she that would be awesome because then she wouldn't even have to get dirty.
Yeah, at least in the beginning.
Because I'm loving that flame flinger, just loving it. And I'm trying to put it in places where you're not really supposed to.
Hmm.
Stick it in there.
You're
Just take out a mortar.
unprotected,
Yeah,
like
unprotected.
no yetis or anything.
I'll throw in a bowler.
Your bowler protects it.
Bowler
Just
protects it.
just
Wrap it in
slip on that
bowlers.
bowler, wrap it
Uh,
in bowlers.
Wrap it in bowlers. And and I'm getting a lot out of the base. What I'm doing different though, I think with the flame flinger too, is I'm inadvertently, and it works the best now for me, is to try to let it go where it's gonna go inside the base and
Mm,
come up behind everything and just keep pounding. Like, come to the core a little bit, like the outer core, like the outer edge,
mhm,
and just keep going. So I could see like a crescent, right? Like if you had if your main funnel is like the wedge and or you're gonna do your funnel and you had one corner with the flame flinger, you got your other stuff going, your stuff goes down the center, and then on the other side you bring in your RC with like a super minion and just let it clean things out.
it could work, but the problem with that is one of the beauties of a warden walk is you can take out a corner of the base and then pull the warden out of danger. So
Yep.
that way you can still use the warden throughout the attack. If you do that with the RC and the rocket spear, the RC is just going to continue on into the base, into danger, unless you use something like the recall spell to beam her out, which again
Yeah,
might be useful.
and
I don't know.
I'm thinking about it as like late drop,
Hmm.
like coming up on cleanup with that range.
At that point, the question is, would 8 power shots or so be more valuable than the Hog Rider puppet and the haste file?
Well, I
And
don't
I
have the haze file, so
and I don't know.
it is nothing to me.
You're so I know that the haste file and the hog puppet are just an amazing combination. I don't know that the rocket spear is going to be able to outdo either of those on the battlefield. And then something else to consider is the fact that I have so many pieces that are unfinished. Like, it's taking me months and months and months, and for instance, I haven't even been able to start on my spiky ball, and I bought
Oh my
3 event
god.
passes.
You
Like,
should have
I
stopped everything you're doing.
to work on the spiky ball.
Oh, it is a dream.
Well, I gotta finish the fireball, and the fireball should be finished here just in the next few weeks. I'm at, like, I think I need 150 starry ore, and I think I have, like, 124 or 127 starry ore. So it will be finished here soon, and I gotta get the fireball done because level 20 there's a big
I saw your
jump from
video,
level
yeah.
26 to level 27. So at level 26, the fireball can destroy the CC with a quake on its own. At level 26, you have to take 2 quakes in order to destroy the CC. So that one jump in level is makes a massive difference as far as the super witches go. And I mean, super witches is working amazingly well for me right now, and so I'm going to continue using those. So I have to finish my fireball first.
You're gonna love it. It is just it is I hope they don't nerf it. I mean, it is beautiful.
I would like to see the giant gauntlet paired with the spiky ball to see how effective it is.
Oh, that's what I'm using. I
It
switched it this week to from, Rage Vial and
Mhm,
Spiky Ball to Giant Gauntlet, and, the reason I don't think I liked the Gauntlet before was because I was pairing it with the Rage Vial.
mhm.
I I'm loving the Gauntlet now. With that Spiky Ball, it has, like that's part of the reason I think my attacks are going, like, really well.
Mhm, and I can see that, definitely, but I just, and I don't know, I just don't see the value of the rocket spear enough for me to put everything down to not upgrade the spiky ball, for example,
Yeah.
and to focus 100% on the rocket spear. I just don't see the value proposition.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being anywhere near the spiky ball. I mean, the spiky ball, like we've had conversations in chat this week about this, which one to upgrade. To me, the spiky ball is going to be the king's ability.
Mhm,
I can't imagine an ability that I would trade out for it. Like the tome. You know what I mean? That's how
right?
like
Interesting. Yeah, and that's a good comparison. The
Oh
trading
my
out the Eternal Tome.
god, oh, it's
You're
just
careful there, Scotty.
he's
Careful.
just beautiful. That it's like the king. I mean, that was a great piece of equipment.
Interesting.
I
And
should
maybe the Rock Spear will turn out to be just like that. But just initially, I don't see the value. Now it does increase DPS and it does increase HP, which is valuable. But I just don't know that that's enough of an increase for me to give up the Hog Rider puppet and the haste vial, at least at the moment. Well, I guess we'll see in time.
I think I'm gonna do the haste in Rocket Spear if I can. Or not haste, I mean the puppet, the hogs, and the, spear if I can,
That could be valuable, yeah.
because to keep if I can keep her out of danger a little bit, especially if I bring her later into my attack, um, from one of the sides and just taking out the like I do anyways, but this time she's not up close and personal with them.
Mhm.
Um, I could I think that would be just more my style,
Mhm.
like, it would fit in. I
I can see
should
that.
I should say, here, I'll give everybody my composition, um, for my, attacks that are beast
Mhm.
mode lately. I'm doing a Super Bowler attack, and so what I run is crap. I've got 4 Super Bowlers, 5 healers, I have 1 P.E.K.K.A, and I think I have 6 bowlers, and I have the rest are super minions, so I think there's 3 or 4, and, like, an archer.
Mhm.
And then I'm running in my spells, I'm running 2 jump, a freeze no, 2 freezes, uh, invis, a rage, and then a
The beam spell.
recall,
Yep.
and then, a poison and a, uh, rage spell in my CC, along with 2 dragons, a loon, and that's it. And a flame flinger.
So the question is, with you going beast mode on all these bases, do you think you're ready for hard mode?
Uh,
Do you like doing
well,
it hard?
I'll tell you what, yeah, because I would be down for it, because when I started hitting in the wild, and I'm telling you, like, I was showing Maximus, like, my attack log is just ridiculous, like, just killing it. I thought, "Oh, I like it when it's a little like, if I'm overkilling it all the time and swag
Mhm.
dropping, I'd like it a little bit tougher, you know?
Right?
I mean, I'm okay with everything right now. I mean, probably people are adjusting to bases and stuff too, like, um, but yeah, I would be alright with going to hard mode just to keep that up there.
That
Although, I mean,
challenge,
it's already hard enough. I mean,
right?
just, this has only been a week, and I probably should just shut my mouth because as soon as this comes
You
out,
did make
something's
that
gonna
comment about the
happen.
DE at Town Hall 14, and look what happened to you.
Yeah, exactly. I have to rethink this whole episode now.
So the big question is, where do you think hard mode should be applied? So right now, it's obviously going to be applied in friendly war. So any competitive match is going to have the option of enabling hard mode, and we don't know what that looks like yet. Whether it's going to be plus 10% HP on all buildings, whether it's going to be minus 10% DPS on all troops, minus 10% HP on all troops. Like we don't know what that's going to look like. But I personally would like to see whatever hard mode is enabled. And evidently, they're going to be using hard mode for the Clash of Clans Worlds Championships. I would like to see hard mode enabled starting at Champions 3. So right now, for instance, we're in Masters 3. We might promote to Masters 2. As long as you're Masters 1 or down, no hard mode. It just is what it is. It's hard enough to 3-star for the average player. But once you get to Champions 3, well, that's a level of player who's proven that they're able to 3-star in a variety of situations and clans that can work together to a point to make it to Champions League. I think at Champions 3, that's automatically when mode starts. What do you think about that?
That's a good idea. I and part of me
Because
thinks part of
so
me
the problem and just to give you a little more context, 12 Mutineers right now is in Champs 2, and we did have the Root Rider nerf, right? So they nerfed DPS by 50%, and we're still being 3-starred like crazy. So the
yeah.
number one team that's going to promote, we're unfortunately not going to promote. We're going to finish in either second or third. But the team that is going to promote has averaged 13 3-stars per war out of 15. They 3-starred 13 of the bases out of the 15 on average. They've had some wars that are 11, some wars that are like 14, of course, 12, 13. So between 12 and 13 3-stars every single war. And whenever we went up against them, they were mostly using Root Riders still. So it's still an overpowered attack. And if a clan in Champs 2 can 3-star that many times, maybe it is time for hard mode.
And then but hard mode wouldn't apply, it would only apply to, like, friendly matches, right?
And Champ CWL.
But right now, like, from what we know, it's not gonna apply
Yeah, I
to
don't know how it's going to apply, but
to
I would like it to apply for champs.
it looked like from, Carbon Fin, uh, his video, he was, I believe reading the comments, from Supercell, that it was friendly wars and nothing competitive. It's like an agreed upon kind of
You would have to set it beforehand before
yeah.
implementing it, but I would like to see them bring it to CWL, but only at a specific level, but who knows whether they'll do that or not.
It could also open the arena, like, maybe hard mode says you get all the troops at the highest level, but here is you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's a mode that just evens the playing field for everybody regardless, so it's more difficult in part that you would have, like, everybody would have all the troops that they needed, but then whatever mode is applied to that, you know?
So are
Um,
you talking about nerfing specific troops to a level? So for instance, right now, Root Riders are 6,500 HP and their was halved and it's now at 115. Well, Supercell maybe does testing with competitive players and they say, well, really, I mean, really, in order for Root Riders to be fair to everybody, really, their HP needs to be at 5,500. And so at a certain level, Supercell looks more intently at the statistics and the stats on all of the troops and lowers each individually across the board. So that would mean like with Lalo, like maybe loons get a HP hit. But, since I don't know, hybrid is not as powerful right now in the meta, still powerful, but it's not as powerful in the meta. Well, we're going to leave miners and hogs alone, but we are going to nerf loons a little bit, and we're going to nerf root riders a tad bit as well individually. Is that what you're saying?
well, I think so. This is kinda how I imagine it going, is that if you got into, um, you went into hard mode, everybody's troops, and maybe their defenses, are leveled up to the max, right? So
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a totally separate. Yeah, that's a
everybody
separate
is
concept.
yeah, everybody is, like, so the bases are the hard that they can be, like, probably more like the conditions of pro players, right?
That is a cool idea. I do
And
like that idea, by the way. Where
and
if you go into a friendly match, your base is automatically max and your troops are automatically max at whatever town hall that you're at.
for the for
for that match.
normal players, in the world, I think that would be one way. It's like seeing what you can do with the max troops, seeing what the things are like.
Mhm.
This is how I imagine them doing it because I think of like Clash Royale and like the tournaments. You everybody's troops go to one level.
Right, I
Like,
like that. Yeah,
it's so, but it's not the max level. It's actually like lower. It's
right.
like,
But it's an equal playing field.
yeah. So anybody coming in lower gets them, and then anybody higher is bumped down. And so that's kind of how think hard mode is going to go. Is that there's going to be um an equalizing playing field. So maybe it is Town Hall 16, or whatever it is, or maybe it's Town Hall 15. I don't know. I think there'll be something that levels it. And then I think there'll be something that either can like be applied, like, you want this reduction to troops? Do you want to, you can't use this troop, or you have to use this troop or something?
Mhm.
But I think there'll be kind of two layers, like one, something to even the playing field. So that way, uh, a weak clan, with like could go up against a tough clan or a high leveled base. And so everybody gets to play at that same level.
I
And
would
then,
love to see a friendly challenge mode, and it doesn't have to be in the game all the time, but I would love it if it's an event where this is the Town Hall 9 friendly challenge event, and there's a separate button that you can place, and it might not even be unlimited attacks, or it could be timed attacks, for instance, like it's in Warships in Boom Beach, where you can only tack a specific number of times within a certain time period, but make it so this is the Town Hall 9 friendly challenge attack. You press this button, you and the opponent both have max Town Hall 9s, and we get a leaderboard for that week that the event is, live for, and
yeah,
we get to see who tops that leaderboard using only Town Hall 9s, max Town Hall 9s. And you
yeah.
could even use your idea of, okay, we're not going to include witches. Can you get witches at Town Hall 9? I can't remember. But let's say you can. If you can, witches are not allowed in this friendly match tournament. You have to use all troops except for witches. And you know what? We're also going to take out the rage spell. Go. Let's see who can get highest on the leaderboard.
And what they do is they just gray it out. They're like,
Exactly.
here's the challenge. Because I feel like they do some of that in Royale, or they did when I was um playing that, where like they would say, here are the cards that are available. Or it is so I like that idea where it's like a an event too, where you could use a thing, do a friendly war, a TH9 friendly war, blah 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 event in hard mode.
Yeah, and the thing that I think that would make it really popular is if it's available to all players. So, for instance, let's do a town hall this week's event, or
Exactly.
this over the next 12 days. We have the Town Hall 14 Challenge event, and all players can participate in it. So you could be a Town Hall 7, but still participate in the Town Hall 14 challenge
Yeah,
and get to
exactly.
experience Town Hall 14 on all the troops. So it's available to all players,
Yep.
and they can participate in the leaderboards, and you can move up. Maybe it's
Yep.
like Legend League to where you have 8 attacks a day on this friendly challenge, and you go head to head against other people on the leaderboard. I think that would create a lot of excitement in the lower town halls because, oh man, Town Hall 14 introduces pets. I have a max unicorn right now. Holy cow, this is amazing. Let me gym my base up to Town Hall 14
Yeah.
because I love using, the unicorn in my Town Hall 14 attacks.
And
I think
it's
it would be a big moneymaker for Supercell as well.
and it would be something where they don't go, where you don't have to go, I'm gonna wait a year and a half before I get to use a pet.
You get to experience it right now.
Yeah. So because of the other games, like, and you mentioned Boom Beach and having those aspects in Royale, that's why I just feel it's going to be something like that.
Well, and another thing that it does is one of the big problems, big glaring problems that Clash of Clans has is that you start the game, and we've talked about this before, you can't get to a competitive level for 3 years.
Yeah.
And even if you strategic rush and you're able to finish it in 2 years and, you gem a decent amount, it's still going to be years before you can really participate in any competitive clash. Well,
Yeah.
with this mode, you can literally be a Town Hall 2 and participate in this mode, which means new players can essentially be at the highest level, whatever that week's mode or that event's mode is, at the very beginning, which means they can experience the highest level of competitive clash right from day one.
Yeah. Exactly.
We really expanded hard mode, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We
I know, we really so this is either a really good prediction or a really good dream, but either way, Supercell really, you can just reach out to us and give us a couple hours chatting, and we can just help you in a lot of ways. So, anytime you need it.
I mean, I think it would reinvigorate Clash
Yeah.
hugely if every single player can participate. Let's say that there's a Town Hall 16 event. New players who've only been playing for 3 months can participate in the Town Hall 16 event. Now,
And
granted, when the
they get
event's
on the
over, they go back
leaderboards.
to their Town Hall 7 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They
And
they have to build it up the same way, but as far as these leaderboards in this event, they can still participate even though they're Town Hall 7,
and it would also, like, let, um, the hardcore war communities grow,
right?
because you can have people who are new and hardcore, but are not gonna gem it to the end, start to play and be on leaderboards and have this kind of refresh of the top,
Mhm.
maybe, where it's like, "Oh, this guy's been playing for 2 months or 3 months, he's sick."
And can you
Right?
imagine? So, you have a player who's new, only been playing Clash of Clans for less than 30 days, and he gets top 100 in the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Like, that would be an amazing accomplishment. You're going against Klaus, you're going against Stars, you're going against Senthe for these leaderboards. I've only been playing Clash of Clans for 30 days, and look at what I was able to accomplish. This is amazing.
And so if the end and the beginning are the beginning and can touch the end,
Mhm.
I think that would make Clash better for
It
sure.
would make it more accessible to the masses far, by far.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Because even me thinking about like the um super competitive, I mean, that's a year, yeah, all through Town Hall 15 and get into
Right.
16. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a long time, but okay, El's gonna face this clan this weekend in a or we're gonna choose this roster. Doesn't matter if you're what town hall you are, it's your attacking ability. Boom.
Mhm. And would it be cool for you to experience attacking at Town Hall 16? That alone, if you were able to participate in a Town Hall 16 event, that would give you an idea of whether or not you wanted to go up to Town Hall 15 earlier or not. Because
Yeah.
you could be like, holy cow, like this is way harder than I was expecting. Let me stay at Town Hall 14 just a little bit longer. Or you can be like, holy smash bases. I just completely destroyed Town Hall 16. Let me get there as quickly as possible
Yeah.
since I'm so good at this level.
I would love it. And I think you'd have to keep it on the friendly battle thing, and maybe what would happen is, and maybe these things are still going on, but more of these the war leagues from before, where, more independently organized instead of CWL kind of being like the main thing, and maybe it's not, and I'm not down with everything, but um where you have those game things, but then like these side things come out. So that way people aren't just sitting, I'm just going to stay
Right.
at Town Hall
Oh,
7.
yeah. Yeah, so Clash of Clans continues as it is. Like, we still have CWL, we still have the regular events, you still have to build your base up from 0. and you still have to buy the gold pass to get the 20% off. Like all of that stays. Like all of that stays the same. This is just a little button at the bottom where you can participate in the leaderboards for whatever town hall that is for that event. In order to give their developers and coders time, they could have, a week between events or 2 weeks. They do that for warships. So I haven't played warships in a little while, but I loved warships whenever I played it with Boom Beach. And they would do the season. They're up to like season 100 now or something, but they would
Holy
do the
shit.
season. It would last, 2 weeks or a month or whatever it is. And then at the end of the month, you would have the leaderboards. And then they would take 3 days or 5 days or whatever to reset, to rebuild the upgrade line, and then go from there. They could even give themselves plenty of time between events.
Yeah, that would rock. I that could change things for sure. I don't
That would change a lot.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it just reminds me of the one hive, the back organizing that the leagues that people used to create.
And you know what would be even cooler is
What's
that in the special event, the hero equipment is max in the event. Because
Yeah.
right now, one of the things that I struggle with is, okay, like which piece of equipment am I going to upgrade next? Well, if we're doing, a Town Hall 15 event for the week, well, the spiky ball will be maxed for Town Hall 15, and I use it in that event. I'm like, like this is amazing. Well, let me go back and let me participate in all these event passes and get my spiky ball up. As cool. Let me buy all of the golden boots packages to get my spiky ball up to
Got the
max as
spiky ball
quickly as
fever.
possible. Right, exactly. Like it
Yep.
gives people a solid taste at what max hero equipment is actually like. Because that's, to me, that's one of the downfalls with hero equipment right now is unless you spend the money or unless you take the time to max it out, you don't know exactly what it can accomplish. And it's not the same watching a YouTube video of a max rocket spear and actually
Yeah.
using the rocket spear at max on your own. Like it's a totally different experience.
Yeah, because it goes with your attack style and like how you like to drop things and stuff. And you see almost it's like you're getting married to a piece of equipment. You have to marry it, like
Pretty
before you even
much.
go on a date.
Well, it depends on if you use the Scotty method or if you use the Tip Dog 20 method, right?
Right.
So
And this is why, I like to date around, you know.
play with lots of different
Mhm.
types of equipment safely,
Yeah.
safely play with them, protected.
Well, now I'm kind of finding my rhythm, like the one I want.
Mhm.
But
Are
before,
you gonna change it all and max out only those pieces of equipment, or are you gonna continue just across the board?
well, I do have my spiky ball. I thought I should just take it up, and then I keep switching. I mess it up. Um, but I have it at 19, so I think it's 21 is the highest level.
27.
But I think at Town Hall 14 for me, it's
Oh, okay, yeah, you're
21.
probably right. You're
S
probably right.
So I was thinking about doing that because that one, like I said, is there to stay.
Mhm.
I can't imagine a world without spiky ball. Um, and then I was gonna do the hog, puppet up to 18 or it was 21. It was something where I was like, "Okay,
Eight
that's
18 is max because it's a common piece of equipment.
okay, 18."
I don't know that 18 is max, though, at Town Hall 14. Is 15 max at Town Hall
No,
14?
it's 18 because 'cause I'm at
Okay.
16 right now. So
Okay, perfect.
so I was thinking I'll just take that one up before, and then after our podcasts and seeing the spiky ball in action and reading on the wiki about, the ability levels and when you get the next one, um, I thought, "Oh, I'll go back to the spiky ball and max it out." Um, but with this other one coming, then I threw in the gauntlet, so now I'm kinda leveling that up. I just
Mhm.
got that to 15. Um,
Man, you are on it. You are spanking it, man. That is
yeah,
amazing.
I'm like I'm just if I'm going across the board, it gets pretty easy, and then with these challenges and things like that. So if as soon as I get that spiky ball to 21, I'll probably get the, uh, the hogs up to 18
Mhm.
unless I get the rocket spear.
So, are you gonna buy the event challenge? I'm sure they're gonna have an
Yeah,
event challenge whenever the $5 pass or whatever. Are you going to buy the
yeah,
$5 event pass that's
yeah,
disguised as a
yeah,
diamond pass?
yeah, I do. I'm no problem for as much as I get out of it and how much I play with it and stuff.
So,
I have no problem.
I have been impressed with the fact that Supercell changed course. Like, it was a big decision for them to not make money off the whales, which is always the problem with any type of mobile gaming, is how much money do you make off of the whales versus how much do you screw the regular player base?
Yeah,
And if they had wanted to kind of screw the regular player base and make more money, at least short term, they would have just kept on pumping out equipment. And the whales would have continued spending the money to have the max rocket spear, to have the max spiky ball, to have the max gaunt. Like they would have continued down that path. But I think they recognize that they're not in it for the short term. And to their credit, they slowed down equipment releases and now are essentially doing it every other month, which makes me think, oh, okay, I feel better about buying the event pass now because I don't feel like I'm giving it to a greedy corporation that's just trying to make as much money off its player base as possible. Now, granted, they're still a corporation and their number one goal is still to make money. And I get that. But for some reason, I feel better about buying the event pass now when for instance, I did not buy the event pass the past two times that they've offered it because I was like, like I feel a little queasy about buying the event pass. I'm fine with the equipment I have now. But now I'm kind of like, maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, I get that feeling when it's like, if you don't buy this, you're not going to get anywhere.
Hmm.
When a corporation's like that, like, oh, look at this, you better do, you got to do this, or
Yes.
you're just
FOMO.
where they kind of create like a have and have not thing, and I shy away from that too. I would probably not want to with this with these lately, and the amount of stuff you get from them.
There's a lot of value.
It's less than a Starbucks coffee, so I'm like,
Right.
I'm just
Well,
gonna
and I
not have a
think
Starbucks.
they've made that mistake, as you said, in like Clash Royale, where they pushed out really powerful cards, and essentially the only way to get those cards is spend a bunch of money, and then the players just spend the money, just trounce everybody else. So hopefully they're not going to make the same mistake they did in Clash Royale.
I really hope that rocket spear comes to TH14. That's one of the barriers I think that has been lately with the updates, is having such a wide variety of application, like
Hmm.
TH, because it's like TH16. There's so many town hall levels now,
Right.
compared.
Why not Town Hall 13 when the RC is introduced?
Yeah, exactly. Like for the equipment, just seems like it should all be at one time to me.
So get all the equipment whenever you get the hero, you mean?
Yeah. Or
Could be.
the ability to get the equipment, because
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like I should have access to the haste thing.
And
And so the
I
rocket spears are going to apply to just Town Hall 15 and 16, and then there's like a a bunch of the game that doesn't get to use it again. That's where
yeah,
it's a little bit different than the old days to me. That it's affecting,
it's affecting the masses in a different way.
yeah, like more particular. And maybe it's just the same as the old days, but now it's just seems different. But
Yeah, I think too that number 1, like, they have to give a reason to upgrade the blacksmith.
yeah,
So, I guess too, though, with epic equipment, the blacksmith really doesn't come into it, because if you upgrade the blacksmith, it only affects common equipment and the common piece of equipment you can get. But also too, they need to give players a reason to want to push up to the higher town hall levels, and maybe the rocket spear will give players the incentive to go up to town hall 15 or to go up to town hall 16 if it's only available there. So, I mean, I see both sides of the argument.
I think it would be probably better for them to introduce the equipment when the hero gets there. So add a hero at TH15, and
Mhm.
then I don't know. I don't know. I got a lot of ideas on this though. No. So
Yeah.
this update though, I did hear on Carbon Fin's uh video that it is June 17th
Oh, it's interesting. The
that
rocket
the
spear?
that the June update. So I was thinking that the rocket spear would probably be in the event.
Is the event not coming out till June 17th?
Well, no, doesn't it usually come out the week after it's CWL?
I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest with you. Which it's kind of a bummer because I'm working on a rocket spear video right now. So it's not if it's not going to come out for another 10 days because today, oh sorry, uh 8 days. Today's June 9th. Then that means I need to set that script aside, start working on some other videos if that's the case.
Well, my prediction, what I was thinking was that the before I saw this was that the thing will drop in the channel, like the season, like the Holland thing, right?
Mhm.
Last month. I think that was week 2 of the month.
Okay. Okay.
And then that's when usually like a hero equipment piece drops in something like that
Mhm.
or something big. And then probably the other changes the next week because then there's usually clan games that 3rd week.
Right.
So that's my guess. So I think you're probably safe on that.
So, also interesting, as we mentioned in a recording on a podcast several episodes ago, how Supercell announced that they were going to start doing equipment challenges in clan games, and we hadn't seen any.
Oh yeah.
It was so funny. It had to have been last month. It was so funny because ended the podcast. I opened up the game and I looked in clan games, and there, sitting in clan games, was use the spiky ball to gain a star in an attack, and I think
Oh really?
it was like 600 points. It was something ridiculous. So they are putting it in. I guess it's just not as widespread as we assumed that it might be.
I have not seen it.
I only saw it that once.
Oh, I really
So
had
it is there, and they might have just done it a little bit here and there to test it, and then they'll be rolling it out more so in this month's Clan Games, possibly.
yeah, I don't remember those challenges. I did have to just bust my butt on these season challenges though to get the rewards for
Mhm.
the season pass to get my training boost. That's been a real
Right.
nightmare. Had 10 builder mortars I had to do last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Builder base is so frustrating sometimes
oh,
like that. You're like,
10 of
"Ah,
them.
man.
10.
Right in a row.
Oh god,
What
I'm
the
gonna have to
crap?"
I'm just going in for that mortar.
I'm traumatized from
Yeah,
having to do 10 builder base attacks right in a row.
right in a row with the bomber one I had to
I
do.
I have
Wall
to go to
pieces. How many
therapy
more wall
now.
pieces
We have
do
Clash of Clans therapists that pop up all across the world. Have you had to go through builder base challenges 10 times in a row? Come see me to release your trauma.
Oh, here we go. I'll be back. I'm just gonna gut this out. So, my hardest day at the gym. Oh, I like that though. But yeah, so now that's cooking. I'm maximizing my time, like I saw in your video. Really paying attention to the time on those upgrades too. Um, I love the new season, by the way. I bought the queen skin.
Just the queen, or are you going to buy all of them?
Well, we got the warden, or I got the warden in
Oh, right. In the gold
the
pass. Uh
gold
huh.
pass. I probably will buy the king too.
Are they available yet? The king and the RC?
Nope. I'm guessing this one of the skins will go in the challenge or like the
Oh, right, right,
event
right.
challenge.
Yep, that makes sense. That's what they've done in the past.
And I'm not sure about the RC. The
Maybe
qu-
she'll be available later.
the queen is just awesome. Just sharpshooting. She's got her pistols out. She rocks. And then the king is riding his damn horse.
Yeah. What about the Wild West scenery?
At first I was like I don't know about that red color, like this,
Mhm.
but the more I look at it, it's sick. And I hate that I want to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, why do I want to keep spending money? But those heroes, I hadn't bought a queen skin yet, and there hadn't been one I liked. And that king riding that hobby horse is kind of funny. Isn't he doing it, or he's just doing like the giddy upping, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean,
Um,
the detail on it's amazing. Like, I haven't really looked at it till just now, but, like, you have the yak that's in, like, a herd, and the yaks are running out off of the map kind
yeah,
of thing. You have the trains that are going around, like, it's an amazing level of detail.
yeah. It's pretty cool. So I was like, oh,
It takes a lot for me to actually break open the wallet and to spend money on anything that doesn't have functional value. It's hard for my brain for some reason to say, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend money on this," when it doesn't have any functional value for me in the game. That's
yeah.
just me though.
For
That's
me,
me.
me too. And I think that's a testament to how cool I think this one is. This is kind of what I hoped like the space theme would be. Like something this
Mhm.
cool where I was like, "Oh man, that's awesome." And there really hasn't been any up until now that I'm like, "Oh yeah." Like cuz I've looked at the queen cuz I've just had the basic skin on her and I think she maybe had one other one. And none of them that I was in love with. So I was but this one I love that pistol shooting. She's
Mhm.
just awesome. And then I got my little unicorn, mini horse Sebastian, little Sebastian there, right behind her. So it looks like she's running around shooting shit with her pony riding behind her.
That's funny.
That's even cooler. And
Which
then
brings up skins for pets.
what?
Well, I don't know. I sorry, you were about to have a thought. I
Yeah, that would be awesome though. If you could put a saddle
put a saddle on it.
on the mini horse, decorate that would be you know what? Skip the trophies or skip the statues, Supercell. Give us decorations for our pets.
That would be amazing. And
Like,
you can even make it for free, like within the gold pass or, or lower cost so that players aren't like, "You're just greedy. You're trying to get as much money from us as possible."
yeah, like get it in a loot in a chest or something too. But yeah, that would be an awesome idea. Like you could dress up your mini horse, put saddles, put you could do anything.
Mhm. You could put necklaces on it.
Necklaces,
Shiny
dress it
glitter
up.
things. You could have My Little Pony Barbie.
Well, imagine like a Halloween theme coming out and you've got your pets
I
and
I could
they're
see
all
the
in their costumes.
I can see the unicorn with the kiss star
Yeah.
eyes, you know?
Yeah. Or you could buy those little things just to add on with oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
Mhm,
like the clan houses, right? Like with the raid medals, you could put them in there.
mhm.
Pet decorations.
That would be cool.
I'm down. What else do we got here today?
I don't
Oh,
think I had anything else.
I do have to say, there was one thing I did see. I had never seen this before. Wanted to share it. I had a queen death. Little Sebastian's out there, right?
Mhm.
Attack's still going on. Queen dies. What does little Sebastian, my unicorn mini horse, decide to heal? What do you think he couldn't heal?
Another pet?
No, but that's really interesting. See if I can do that. Um, he healed Super Minion.
Mhm.
I
So
suppose.
I
Can
yeah, I know that
unicorn?
it will heal, like, the closest unit similar to, like, a which that's interesting too. I didn't realize it could heal air units because the
Yeah,
healer can't heal air units.
yeah. That's what I mean. I was like, I had never seen something like that,
That is interesting.
which kind of makes me think. Well, what if you sent in your queen with like a super drag and the queen dies? Then you got
Then
a healer on the.
on the Super Drag. And you should also mention how you were able to recall a pet off of the hero. That
Yeah,
was super cool.
did you
I
see
never
that?
even thought that could have been done, but you literally recalled, Lassie off
And
of the
bunch of
RC.
hogs.
Off of the RC. Like, you just recalled it away. Now the RC has no pet at all, and the RC's running around destroying stuff, and you put Lassie down on another part of the base. That was amazing. I didn't realize the AI or the coding would allow that.
It was kinda cool too, because it's, like, just drops in all those hogs. Because I had the RC's hogs and I was trying to get her, but it was an accident. Got the
Mhm,
pets and they all just come flying out, and I was thinking, "Man, what else can you do if you're really paying attention?" Or now thinking about that mini horse,
mhm.
unicorn. What about grabbing the unicorn out of there when the queen's out of danger with the recall spell? Because you kinda have that as like a backup, you know, get out of jail free, do whatever
Mhm.
card. Send him over to a different hero like the king's walking around the outside of the base or something.
Can 2 pets be on 1 hero? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Would 1 pet have to die?
What you heard there was the gears in my head starting to turn and my
Well,
eyes lighting up.
I imagine, like, if the yak is on the king and the yak dies, well, then, yeah, of course, we know that the unicorn could be placed on the king. But the big question is, could the unicorn be placed on the king if the yak's still alive? Will the coding allow for 2 pets to be on 1 hero?
What about all the pets?
All 4 pets? That would be an amazing YouTube video. I steal all the pets. I take in 4 recall spells, put in my heroes, steal all the pets,
Put him
and
like
then put all 4 of them somewhere else.
on like the king or something. Like, yeah, that would be
That would be
sick.
amazing. Oh,
I'm gonna have to try that.
hmm. Let
Y-
me know how it goes.
Which one would you put them all on?
I don't know. I just never thought about it before.
Probably on the
On a super dragon.
no, but I mean, if you took all the pets and put it on
1
one
hero?
hero,
Probably the queen. Or yeah, probably the queen because I think the queens would be most powerful with the pets as far as protection goes. I mean, wearing protection is obviously super
yeah,
important. And as far as healing goes, and just she's just so destructive on her own that I think putting all 4 pets on the queen would be something amazing to behold.
you could just drop all the oh,
Mm-mm.
make oh yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna get this to work, but I'm sure I'm gonna try it.
Do some you wouldn't have to, and you wouldn't even have to waste attacks to do it. You could do friendly challenges to figure that out if you wanted.
Oh, I suppose. Yeah, and I think if you just dropped your heroes right, or if you were gonna do like a hero compartment thing, get them in there. I don't know. But I'm gonna try at least try to get 2 on one. Because
Yeah,
imagine if yeah,
see if that works.
I don't know. If it worked, what if it was like just OP? Okay,
It
well,
would be
I'll
interesting.
try it. I'll do my best, and
It's
then I'll
interesting.
come back.
Report back next week.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Okay. That's it. Really got me thinking. Also, I have been working on a Google Voice number for the podcast.
Yay.
Uh, I'm getting it set up, and with a clever bit of editing, I'm going to add it right here. 320-216-2073. So if you want to get a hold of us, you can call that number. Uh, and I think you can
Mm.
text
Oh, hey,
text.
Scotty.
Yep.
What's that number again?
Oh, it is
No, no.
320-216-2073. Yep, that's the one.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, Scotty, one more time.
It's 320-216-2073.
For everybody,
I'm just
everybody
gonna
who's listening to this is hearing the number, but we're sitting here like fools. Complete
I'm just
silence.
gonna leave it like this.
No
And
number,
edit
just leave it. The
it.
episode like that. That's so
Yeah.
funny. One more time,
One
Scotty.
more time. That's awesome. Get a hold of us.
I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
man. Oh, yeah. So, well, I'm shout outs this week, or you got more that you wanna.
Yeah, so we have done amazing in Chewie's clan, the Angry
Oh,
Wookiees.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, so we
Can't
are
wait
going
to.
to promote, and we are in Crystal 3. I mean, barring disaster, it looks like we're gonna promote. We are in the number 2 slot right now, and in Crystal, the top 2 teams, promote, and we got 30 stars separating us from the 3rd place. So it looks like we're gonna promote. So everybody who came over just did absolutely amazing. So, of
That's
course, that was
awesome.
Chewy and his 20 bases that he has,
Wow.
uh, GCBC, Boots Electric, and, I'm not sure if Warpig is
Yep.
Man Bear Pig or if that's
Nope.
one of Chewy's accounts.
It's not, Man Bear Pig. Lemmy Winks is Man
Oh,
Bear
okay,
Pig.
okay. So that means shout out to GCBC and shout out to Boots for coming over to help us accomplish that because there have been some amazing attacks hitting up, Town Hall 13s, 3-starring Town Hall 14s, like close to max or max. So it's been some really fun attacks to watch. So shout out to all of those guys. And I imagine we'll do it next month as well,
Yeah,
most
it's been a
likely.
little quiet in the House of L, uh, with some people gone.
Hmm.
But we're getting new members in. Uh, Shout out to Onyx. Oh, he joined.
Hmm.
Um,
Massive Hammer just popped in.
yes, Massive Hammer. Welcome back to L. It's been a while.
Six has been getting with it, getting into it, excited about it. At first, it's so funny when he came back. He's like, "I'm not back. Look,
Yeah.
I'm not back." And then 2 weeks later, he's like, "Hey, do I need to like upgrade the giant gauntlet?" Or I love it.
It's probably like kind of how you where the game has become, where it's not like you have to stay on it. We were talking last night about getting kicked off the game.
Hmm.
Like in the old days, like you would stay on it until they force
Your
you
personal
out.
break, personal
Yeah,
player break.
personal break.
Yep.
And because of your shields and those things. So that part of it has changed so much that you can kind of come and do your stuff and
Yep.
um be casual, but also I think not just be casual, but you don't have to farm. Is You can farm by warring or
Yep.
practicing warring, and that total shift to the
Yep.
game.
Which goes back to my video that I put out this week about never upgrading your collectors. Did you get to watch that
Yes,
one at
I
all?
did watch that one, and I'll tell you what, it made me feel so much better because I've been feeling guilty about not upgrading them.
I mean, if you have enough resources, and like you just said, you can gain so many resources in just attacking. So the value of upgrading collectors back in 2014 was extremely high because you could gain so much dark elixir, for example, in 2014 just through your drills.
Yeah,
But that was when you were getting
so precious.
hundreds of DE per attack versus thousands and
Yeah,
thousands now. So the
I
value
can
back
do in a day
then.
what I had to do. It took me a week to do in the past.
Exactly. So now the value of the collectors is so much lower. And I would rather have, for example, a much higher hero than I would upgrading collectors. So it was an interesting video to put out.
Yeah, and I think like the number. Would you say it was 167 or 164 days from beginning to end
So
on the
yeah, something like
collectors?
that. So that's a lot of time that you can put into building other stuff, especially
Yeah,
if you have enough resources, you know?
I think the best def- defense or reasoning, I guess, to not upgrade the pumps and mines is to upgrade them, but to do it when it serves your um builders.
Right.
So use those. It's kind of like my cannons right now. I need to get them up, but they're my defense that I'm using as the quickest upgrade time to slot it in. So I don't weigh something before the reduced training time, or I'm not going to have 3 things done at one time and I'm not going to have the gold for it. Right? Like, how can I maximize my builders? And so then I'll throw something in there to have something going. But I would
Yep.
use those last. I do the traps with that method.
With the in
Like,
between time. Yep, that makes sense.
yeah,
100%.
and squeeze something out of there.
And then the
Um,
other argument for, well, you should still upgrade your collectors because, for example, Supercell will do the 1 gem boost every now and again for your collectors. And then also the I always say this wrong, the resource potion, not the research potion, but the research source potion, you'll get so much more out of the resource potion if you have upgraded collectors. But at the stage in the game that I'm at now and the way that the game is, I would rather have the 10 gems by selling the resource potion than actually using it because I can get so much loot in just my attacks and raids.
yeah, I suppose for second accounts, or it makes more sense to upgrade. If
Mhm.
somebody's just more collecting,
Right.
you
Which is
know,
what I do on so my 4th account, I don't play that much. So I'm constantly running out of resources because I just don't attack that much. So on that account, I have maxed out every single collector because, I log in, I do my collections, I find if there's anything that I can upgrade with the loot that I've collected from my collectors and then just go from there. Like that at 100% makes sense if you're not playing enough in order to still upgrade stuff on your base.
yeah, if I resurrect Britney Spears, I'd probably do it that way. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep those. I want to do some of my traps just to get those going, but I'm gonna keep those very short upgrades for around CWL,
Mhm.
uh, or end of season. I also noticed, and I didn't know this before, that your upgrades that finish during CWL will take effect during that war,
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
which was, had I known that, I might have done some other things. 'Cause I was like, oh, I'm going to try to get this done before CWL. And I was thinking it had to be when you push that button. And so if I would have known, I might have did a couple longer upgrades to be done before the first war started.
Well, and also, whenever you do go up to Town Hall 15, once you put down your monolith and your spell towers, even though they're still upgrading, the monolith will then immediately be available for your war base. So
Yeah.
anytime a defense is introduced to the game for the first time, that defense immediately becomes available on your war map.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So you can have a level 1 monolith on the very first day of CWL, if you time it for the hero and the max troop bonuses that you get for 5 days after upgrading to the next town hall level.
Yeah.
Well, if you put down your monolith immediately, you can put it on your war base immediately, even though it still has,
Sweet.
10 days to finish or whatever.
Sweet. Yeah. What I did this time then, when I kind of realized that, was, oh, shit, well, I've got a few more days till my builder reduced time, so I'm not going to start the long upgrades because that's a builder potion
Mhm.
type of thinking. I thought, all right, I'm getting hit by this in war. Let me throw a couple air balloons down that I thought I had done, but I didn't.
Mhm.
Screw those assholes. Take that. You know, look at those. And then I put my war base as my regular base, and then I put the traps that are upgrading in the wrong spots. So it looked like they're on the wrong spot if they went and tried to find me.
Nice.
The Phantom has taught me well. Phantom Warlord. So, shout out to House of
What
L.
about you? I was about to
Uh,
ask that. Do you have any shout
yeah,
outs?
House of L, all the podcast listeners out there. I am working hard on getting the older episodes out, although I'm missing a few as of right now. In particular, season episodes 69 through 74, I believe. Um, Trying to find those to put up. I might just put the other episodes up after that until. So if you're looking for those, and if you're in the future, hopefully they're already there. Um, but if you know where they might be, or you might have a copy of them, please reach out to us at the clashclanspodcast@gmail.com or at this number, 320-216-2073. What's that number, Tip?
I didn't hear a number, Scotty. Did you give a number?
House L, as always, all these
Amazing
great
attackers.
people. Yeah, great people, good attackers.
people.
We're having a lot of fun. It'll be nice to have everybody back from CWL.
Mhm.
It's been just a little quiet. Well, I was trying to get my spell donations and yesterday to get my rewards, and everybody must have been busy on
Yeah.
Saturday night besides this nerd. So, and I believe that's it for my shout outs this week. Looking forward to seeing what the end of CWL brings, and then
Whether or not we promote.
yeah, whether or not we promote. Oh, I do want to. This isn't a shout out, but I do want to say if you are, and I think we talked about this before. GCBC had mentioned this. If you're looking for a really good deal on things, you only got a couple dollars and you're going to buy something, go to the Supercell website,
Mhm.
because right now, for example, they have and I don't get any money for this, but it's kind of crazy. A builder potion, power potion, two resource potions, two training potions for 99 cents.
Mm.
And if you buy things on there, you get
Stamps.
stamps, and so you can build up to prizes. So I
Or
know
points,
Maximus has got a bunch of really good 99-cent deals there. So
Mm.
everybody might like to know that. So until next time, keep it clashy, everybody.
Kick some clash.
Skilly beep boop, skilly boop.